Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is December 14, 2025, and today we're gonna continue to talk about Ollama. So basically I'll probably show about how to use Ollama to run local LLM, big language model, large language model, and also talk about how can we use API to interact with the local LLM. So again, I will skip the part of installing Ollama. There are plenty of materials online that you can follow. I already do that. So today I'm going to try this Llama 3.2 model. This is from Facebook. So to run this model locally, we can use like Ollama run and give the model name, enter, and now we are ready to ask the question to the model. So for example, I can say like, hello, it will just answer to me, and then how far is the moon from Earth, something like that, and tell me the distance to the moon is about 384,000 kilometers or 238 miles. Yeah, this answer is pretty good, I would say. And that's pretty much how we can ask questions to our local LLM. However, to make it more powerful, if we can use its programming interface to talk to LLM, that would be even better. Instead of like we typing here, we can use Python. So let's look at the structure of this simple demo there. So the only package we need is the request. So if you're familiar with Python, this is pretty much the only package that we use to send HTTP request to an API and get a response from the API. So if you look at the main part of this code, basically it's just a while loop that you can, as a user, type in your prompt, and then if the prompt doesn't equal to like an exit or quit, you would continue the loop, and you would just call one function. It's sending the user prompt to Ollama, and this function will print out the response. So now let's look at this function, talk to Ollama. It's just taking a string as a single parameter and outputs nothing. It'll just print on the screen. So it uses the API address is localhost. So if you have Ollama running, then you will have this ready. So the default port, I didn't change that, is 114.34 unless you do your own customized configuration. You can change the port, but the default URL is /API/generate. And then you need to pass a data object as a JSON format. So you pretty much there are like two necessary fields that's needed. The first one is model, and we give a model name, and then the prompt, which is whatever the user typing there. So this is from the function passing this prompt here. And now it gets the response from using the request package, send a post request to this URL and this data as a JSON format, and then wait for the response. If the status is code is 200, that means everything is good. It's gonna print out the response. So this is response from Ollama. That's we didn't run it yet, so you'll see when we run it, and then print out the response line by line. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward code to understand, and the only package we need is request. So you can create your virtual environment. As if you don't know how to do that, you can refer to my previous video. I put a link somewhere so that you can refer to that. So now let's try to run this program instead of like using Ollama run directly. So what we can do is Python main.py. Now is putting this U as a user that we can type in the question. Let's say hello. And right now it's sending the request to the Ollama local run model, and then this is the response. So pretty much it's the same as what we type directly from like a Ollama run. Yep. And then I'm going to ask this question again. How far is the moon from Earth? So except that like this is handled by the code, so we will not do, you'll wait for the whole response instead of like output token, each token sequentially, as what we are seeing by directly running the Ollama run. You will see like each token was generated from the model. But if we do it from here, it's basically gonna wait for the model to finish everything and then give us the whole answer. So this is the response from Ollama. So it's outputting the same result to us there. So now let's quit this. And again, let me look at, let's switch your model to ask this question again. So probably like Q1. In my other video, we talked about like Q1 embedding. So there's another like a Q13. This is an LLM model that we can ask questions. So let me change this here. So comment out this line, switch the model to Q13. And let's try this again. So I can run the Python program. And then I say hello. Now it's talking to Q13. And meanwhile, I think I can get my next model ready. So this is the first time probably it's loading Q13. Then it's taking some time to load for the first time. Once it's loaded, it should be fast. Yep, so now it answers. So you see the answer is a little bit different from what Llama outputs there. And hopefully this question will be a little bit faster because the model is already loaded. So again, it's not going to output token by token because right now we are calling it from Python, and Python's gonna wait for everything to be ready before giving us the whole answer. So let me press enter a little bit to give us some space for easy reading. I just wait a little bit. So while we're waiting, pretty much like this code is the simplest agent that we probably can build. An agent is basically just like a program that have some sort of intelligence that you can, depends on the situation, if it's this case and ask the LLM this kind of question. So you can plug in like the customized logic here, probably like calling some rag to get some extra information, or like to call different models. For example, right now we can call like the Llama model and the QM model, and then you can, based on your question, probably call the appropriate model to do things. Maybe you have some vision model or like a voice recognition kind of model, and then once they get the task, and then you can call the other model to process it. So like by adding all kinds of logic here, this is like an agent. But right now our agent is like just do one thing, basically just like forward our question to the model and directly output the answer. I know this Q13, why does it take much longer? Because it's a thinking model. So you would like if you directly ask it, you will see a lot of like how do I say the thinking process. So I think that part is probably taking a longer time. We'll see if it can finish. Yeah, if the waiting time is too long, I'll cut out this part. Yeah, here you go. So what does it say? The average distance from Moon to Earth is approximately like 384,000 kilometers and 238,000 miles. Yeah, that's pretty much the same as Llama. So it also gives a little bit like an explanation, telling you the distance is not a constant. It might changes. Depends on the position of the moon and the earth. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So to recap, today we talk about like how do we run like a local model on our MacBook in this case, and how we can use simple Python code to programmatically talk to local LLM. If you found this video helpful, please smash the like button. It really helps support the channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Subscribing also helps the algorithm recommend similar videos to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.